Piper Logistics does it all. Centrally located, Piper Logistics has 2 warehouses in Indianapolis and a warehouse in Cincinnati, Ohio. Piper Logistics houses over 1 million square feet. Along with our transportation department, we can provide service to half the United States markets.
Aspen Creek Grill, we are a from-scratch concept with comfort fresh food. You can expect a world-class experience on a great budget. We've got incredible specials, great service. Today's dish that we're going to highlight is going to be our Aspen Blue Sirloin. It is, again, our premium Black Angus certified beef, and we top that with a blue cheese crust. Again, everything that we do here is made from scratch, and it's no different from our steaks. We hand cut all our steaks in-house. So our team back there is just an incredible team. Everything that they do, they take so much pride in. They put a little bit of themselves into everything that they do over here, especially since it is a made from scratch concept. We want everybody to come, visit us, enjoy some great food with some great service. Bring your friends, bring your family, come have some great food, have a great time with us with some of the best comfort scratch food.
Thinking about what to do after high school? Consider a career with Boilermakers Local 374. As a Boilermaker apprentice, you'll earn while you learn. We offer excellent wages and benefits, and as part of our no-cost hands-on apprenticeship program, you'll learn from the best in state-of-the-art training centers and on the job. Become a union Boilermaker and get on your way to a great career. Find out more, visit www.local374.org or call 219-845-1000.
Bertner Electric Incorporated provides professional commercial electrical contractor services to Indianapolis and surrounding communities. Locally owned and operated for over 30 years, our knowledge and experience make us the perfect choice for all your commercial electrical contractor needs. Contact us today.
Thanks to you. Standing with us. You are truly making a difference in the lives of our neighbors in need.
Can't make it to the game? We've got your back. Just go to www.IndianaSRN.org and tune in to all of the live action or go to our on-demand service and relive your favorite moments.
Sports fans, welcome back to Game Time, to pure spirit, to pure sport. Welcome back to high school sports.
Fans, I'm IHSA Commissioner Paul Knighty, and I just want to say, welcome back.
This is Game Time. This is Indiana high school sports. This is your IHSAA.
Hey, Indiana, let's clear the air about vaping. Glue, rat poison, paint. We all know these products contain poisons like formaldehyde, arsenic, and lead. And these are just a few of the chemicals you'll find in e-cigarette vapor. Let's clear the air, Indiana. Don't puff this stuff. Visit don'tpuffthisstuff.com to join the fight and spread the word.
At first, me and my mom were struggling. I was trying to pay the bills and trying to take care of my mom at the same time. When I first heard that I can get paid for taking care of my mom, I was kind of skeptical because I had been doing it for so many years without pay. That's when I reached out to Passion to Care. I read all the reviews and I saw that they were #1 in the field. Passion to Care has really, really changed my life. Right now, I take care of my mom 24/7 thanks to Passion to Care.
We encourage you to follow us on Twitter at IndianaSRN. Find upcoming games, video highlights, and much more. Follow us now at IndianaSRN.
We would like to take a moment to pay tribute to a member of the Indiana Lacrosse family that we lost last summer. Jack Meacham, who was the Carmel Boys lacrosse varsity head coach, was tragically killed in an automobile accident at just 31 years of age. Jack was a tremendous player and a tremendous coach, as well as a tremendous advocate for the sport of lacrosse. Would you please pause for... And welcome to Noblesville. We're down to the final 4 teams in the girls lacrosse state tournament. In our first game of a doubleheader tonight, it'll be the defending 2-time state champions Guerin Catholic taking on the Millers of Noblesville in our first contest. Tonight's game brought to you in part by the Morales Group. They're building better futures one story at a time. Aspen Creek Grill. Why go anywhere else for delicious food? Burtner Electric, providing quality electrical services in central Indiana. Boilermaker Local 374, they're second to none in quality and performance. Passion to Care, beyond home care, where passion meets purpose. Clean Slate, inspired innovation that moves business forward. Piper Logistics, from warehousing to transportation and everything in between. The IndianaSRN sports page, wall-to-wall sports news every day. Check out IndianaSRN.org and click on the sports page tab. And by the Heartland Collegiate Athletic Conference, watch the best Division III sports on HCAC.tv, where you always have a front row seat. Troy Daragowski, Coach Allie Stork with you tonight. Well, I tell you what, you deserve an MVP that you got here in time going through all those accidents and traffic, right?
It has been brutal trying to get here tonight, but it looks like we've had a lot of fans make it out here today, too.
Great matchup expected here. I know that when they met earlier this year, Guerin dominated that, though when you look at it, it was really a third quarter that helped Guerin in that one. They scored, I think, 6 goals in that third quarter to go on to the win. We'll check the stats on that a little bit later, but Guerin's looking for a three-peat, and it starts tonight.
Guerin's effort to try and get a three-peat does start tonight. It's something so rare in women's lacrosse that a team is able to put together such a sound group of young women. And especially now, they lost somebody, Claire Alec, one of their top goal scorers. Who knew what was going to happen without her? And this team is able to just put together consistently really, really strong teams. And Noblesville looking to make a deep run this year, too. They have had a great season, new coaching staff, and they have been working really hard.
Well, let's get more in depth on Noblesville first. And when you think about some of their players, and really, I mean, they deserve to be here at number 4, which is kind of hard to believe as good as they are, but they're a very talented ball club.
They absolutely deserve to be here. They have worked extremely hard. Truly leading them out is Natalie Blackburn, the senior. She has done a tremendous amount for this team when it comes particularly on the draw circle. She's very gifted and scoring the ball. She is unstoppable. Supporting her, too, is Emma Hammond. Watch for both of those girls to be massive difference makers for the Millers today.
Yeah, you mentioned Natalie Blackburn on her way to Ashland University, so she's already thinking about what's next. They've outscored their opponents this year 217 to 110, so about 14 goals per game. And, of course, Natalie Blackburn has a lot to do with that. But the key for them tonight, as you look at this, and we'll get to Guerin in a moment, what are they going to have to do to pull off an upset this evening?
It's going to start on the draw circle. We have 2 dynamic draw takers that are going against each other today. Really excited to see which teams are able to come victorious on the draw circle and who's going to be able to kind of fight and make those adjustments quicker. I also think it's going to come down to who is able to play the cleaner game. I think that we have a great reffing staff that is going to be able to help kind of lead this game, making sure that it is a safe game, but it is going to make sure that both teams are playing equally, playing fairly, and who's going to be able to come out on top is going to be the team that's able to play the cleanest.
I think the last time you and I did a game together, that draw control was a big factor, believe me. When we come back, we're going to talk about Guerin Catholic as they attempt a three-peat. We'll do that coming up next right here on IndianaSRN.
Rise and remove your hats as we honor the brave men and women.
We encourage you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, IndianaSRN. Hit the bell to get notifications for upcoming games and more. Watch as many games as you want, as many times as you want.
At Morales Group Staffing, we are all about building better futures. And during these times, we are working hard to put people to work. We are now hiring for hundreds of jobs with pay up to $17 an hour. Visit our website at moralesgroup.net or text JOBS, JOBS, to 317-472-7600 to apply now and get hired today.
From warehousing to transportation and everything in between, Piper Logistics does it all. Centrally located, Piper Logistics has 2 warehouses in Indianapolis and a warehouse in Cincinnati, Ohio. Piper Logistics houses over 1 million square feet. Along with our transportation department, we can provide service to half the United States markets.
We encourage you to follow us on Twitter at IndianaSRN. Find upcoming games, video highlights, and much more. Follow us now at IndianaSRN.
Back here at Noblesville, game 1 of 2 tonight. Coach, let's go in more depth on this Guerin Catholic team. They're loaded. I mean, there's no doubt about it. They've got a lot of talent there, don't they?
They have an incredible amount of talent. Really rounding out the team is Alex Susi and Catherine Constantino. They have just been a joy to watch. Seniors moving on, so they're looking to make it 3 in their careers in high school. Rounding him out too is Gabby Deere, just exceptional players, but truly the star of the Guerin Catholic team has always been their goalie, Ruth Abdullah. She is an exceptional talent for the state of Indiana and will be a joy to watch today, especially her match up with that Natalie Blackburn and Emma Hammond duo.
Well, you mentioned Susie, 63 goals and 14 assists. Gabriella Deere, 52 goals and 14 assists. Constantino, 35 goals, 25 assists. I've told you before, I feel like I'm playing a video game here, and if I have Susie, Deere, and Constantino, I'm in pretty good shape, aren't I?
You are. If you have one of those 3 with the ball in their stick, you're doing pretty well. Notice, too, Constantino, pay attention to those assists. 25 assists in high school lacrosse in Indiana, that's impressive.
Do you want these 3 players on your team if you can get them?
Oh, absolutely. They've already heard the pitch.
All right, Noblesville will be the visiting team tonight because they're the lower seed, so Guerin is the home team on the scoreboard here this evening. Talk about the beginning. How important is it going to be to get off to a really fast start here tonight?
A fast start is going to be crucial. I think a big piece of this game is going to be managing those nerves. We want to make sure we've got young women here that are working really hard. Some of them aren't used to seeing lacrosse on this stage with this many fans having a broadcast. So getting off to a quick start means that they were able to manage those nerves, and that's what we're going to really look for here headed into this first quarter.
All right, draw control, as you mentioned, is going to be vitally important. The last game that we broadcast together, it was dominated by one team, and you can tell if you can dominate that number, you're going to get a lot of possessions.
It's the best part about women's lacrosse is the fact that it is always changing, and everybody goes back to a 50-50 ball.
We had a hard hit here on the sideline. Now, if we've talked about before in other games we have done, people think that, hey, listen, it's not quite as physical doing the girls' games in lacrosse, but I've seen a lot of physicality going on already here tonight.
And yes, a shout out to our officiating staff today that's working hard for this game, trying to keep it safe. It is not the men's game. We are not wearing pads. They're not wearing helmets. It is physical. They still have some cross checks there, and like I said earlier, those nerves might come. They might miss some of those easy times that you'd remember to move your feet and instead make some hard contact. So glad to see the refs keeping it safe early.
These 2 teams did play earlier this year, and it's been a little while. But you go back to that one, as I'd mentioned, it was a game in which the Millers were up 3-0. And then all of a sudden, Guerin kind of turned it on, and they ended up scoring big in that third quarter and really dominated the game. But early, the Millers had kind of their number.
It's going to be a close game, especially early, and also at this point in the season, making sure that we're managing how their bodies are feeling, who's in shape, who might be feeling a little bit of fatigue as the season continues to rain on.
Yeah, no doubt about it. So after the turnover, Guerin in position to try to get their first goal, but they turn it over right in front of the keeper there for Noblesville, and they'll go on the attack the other way.
You'll notice both teams so far, again, I hate keep going back to it. It's been the nerves so far. Both teams have seen easy looks kind of into the middle at first. Defense is collapsing in on them, and we just haven't been able to see the connection yet for those assistings looking inside. Great sign, though, that we're going to have a good game of lacrosse today, though, that they're already seeing those looks early.
No doubt about it. 13-6 was the final back on March the 19th. Should correct myself. It was going into the fourth quarter that Guerin outscored the Millers 13-3. Alex Susi ended up with 5 goals in that game. Gabriella Deere had 2 goals and an assist. Noblesville had Emma Hammond had 2 goals, and Chloe Barnett had 2 assists as well. Ball is loose and picked up. Miller's going to keep it. A chance right here, and that's going to be wide to the right.
Really great patient set here so far by Noblesville. They've been being really good about trying to keep their eyes open to the middle, but truthfully, Guerin Catholic's high pressure defense, especially behind the crease, seems to be throwing the Millers off a little bit. You'll notice that they keep coming out really, really far on those defenders that are down low. Guerin Catholic's been quick to slide too.
Talk, if you wouldn't mind, you see the Millers now on the attack once again. What offense do you see right here that they may be running that certainly could give Guerin a little bit of trouble tonight?
It looks like so far they're running a motion offense, which is a great place to start, I think, headed into this game. They're moving the ball quickly, trying to see who might have a good matchup, who might not have as good of a matchup, testing different defenders. And it looked as though right now they're playing out really wide, trying to manage this high-pressure defense and looking for some really large driving lanes. Haven't seen much success yet as this Guerin Catholic defense is great at sliding and helping one another on the defensive end.
Ball is overthrown, but somehow able to get it inside and score, and the Millers get on the board first.
This was great quick ball movement and an exceptional job to maintain possession of this ball after the original drop pass.
I think that was Lydia Dumas. Ends up getting the first goal, and that came, by the way, off an errant pass, and somehow they are able to score, so great start for the Millers.
Really great heads up there by Lydia Dumas to be able to kind of stand in front of the goal, maintain her composure there, and for the Millers to really patient set of offense. They took away a lot of time on the clock for that one.
Well, I'll tell you what, good start for the Millers, though let's remind you again, they got off to a good start the last time. I hate doing that as a person in the media, keep reminding people, hey, remember the last game when this...
Right, the Millers fans out there like, come on, man.
When you try to jinx us again. Draw control, and this time Guerin, and boy, look how quick they are off the draw control right there.
Having a Constantino and Susie there on the draw circle. Susie's very, very quick, both soccer players as well, so I know that they are... they're really going to favor their speed in this game.
Mentioned Blackburn there for the Millers on her way to Ashland University. Senior Tori Cook is signed with Mount Olive College in North Carolina. There's a turnover. Lydia Dumas has committed to Walsh University in North Canton, Ohio. Why are these players leaving the state of Indiana, coach, and need to stay here?
You're telling me.
And two of them are going to Ohio. Ohio? Come on.
They are. It's very exciting to see our players kind of continue to move outside the state a little bit, take some risks, go play, continue to spread the word of Indiana lacrosse, learn something from other regions, then come back. Come back and help me coach.
That's right.
Or ref.
Or ref, yeah, I can use plenty of those. Guerin looking for their first goal of the evening. Catherine Constantino had it for a moment. High pass intended there for Barnett.
So far, both possessions here by Guerin have been feeds towards the middle. They just haven't been able to quite come down with it yet. So hopefully they're able to kind of settle into this offense a little bit and get control of these feeds.
We always talk about the ability with no shot clock, and there's a turnover. This could be big here for Guerin. And here's a one-on-one in close and scoring, and that's almost as easy as you're going to get right there.
What a pretty reward for hard work. That is absolutely beautiful.
Avery Wilson with the goal.
Avery Wilson moving her feet in the midfield. That's a huge piece of the game in lacrosse. My players are probably laughing if they're listening right now because I'm constantly telling them, keep moving your feet towards the ball. Don't wait for that ball to come to you in the midfield. You need to go to it. That's exactly what Avery Wilson was able to just do. Big reward there and a great finish to tie it up.
You know, I think you should we'll have this recorded, and then you can just play it back for your players, right?
Right.
I told you, and here I'm telling you again. So listen to this all summer.
Maybe I can just record all the things I say.
I think you should, yes.
Robot myself into. That'll work, right?
Tied at 1 here in this first semifinal. Another draw control, this one all the way to the sideline, and it will be Guerin who will have possession.
So far, all the draws have gone to ground balls, which I'm a little bit surprised, but I'm going to guess that both teams right now looking to favor. They've got some dominant ground ball scoopers here, Natalie Blackburn and Alex Susie too. So curious, none of them are going up very high.
By the way, let's take a little bit of a look at Ruth Abdallah. You mentioned her a little bit ago and how good she is. Is Guerin in position to go up? Another one, and they will go 2-1. Nice play again, this time Sophia Galvin.
Sophia Galvin, I can't wait to watch this back. Watching her footwork here, she splits two defenders, goes through two more, continues to go around those defenders. The Millers are going to have to make contact, move their feet, and get in front of that shooter. That was beautiful footwork there.
Coach, how many times do you see somebody score and then all of a sudden the other team comes down, not just get one, they'll get two? It's amazing how much that happens.
It's a game of runs. Everybody always says it. It's such a cliche, but any lacrosse is a game of runs, and who can manage the most runs in a game?
We're watching the women's NCAA Division I championship matchup, and that was a great matchup. And then the Notre Dame men end up going back-to-back.
Incredible game. And, yeah, another Indiana team, Notre Dame men's, winning another national championship. Is Indiana lacrosse it's bright. The future is bright.
It certainly is. Millers end up turning it over. They got to find a way to hold on to it. They've had a couple of real costly turnovers early.
Guerin Catholic favoring that high-pressure defense. It's really paying off for them. They've been able to slow down the Millers' offense. Even though the Millers were able to score on one, it was off that errant pass. So they're not letting them get set up into any kind of offensive system right now.
Well, Coach, look how quickly, again, Guerin gets in transition from defense to offense. If you're not back quickly, we just saw it already twice, you can give Guerin a chance to score easily.
They will take advantage. They have a very fast team, a lot of dual sport athletes, pretty small school, but those kids work really hard. They are some of the most in-shape women's lacrosse players I've seen out there.
I think I shared with you in one of our previous broadcasts in a high school I covered once before, two really good basketball players ended up going to Northwestern to play basketball, and they ended up playing lacrosse and win the national championship. So
the transferable skills, it really is. You got a soccer player, a basketball player, they're a lacrosse player at the same time.
That's right.
Great turnover there. Tori Cook. She is a fabulous, fabulous defender, really great at making physical contact, legal physical contact. An unfortunate turnover there by Cook.
I turn it over too, Coach. I had a triple team coming at me right there. I got to get rid of this.
I coached her long enough. She can deal with that.
She can, okay. All right, turnover. Guerin in transition with a 2-1 lead as we have come up on the 4-minute mark here in this first quarter.
Been an exciting game so far. I'm eager to see how both of these teams make adjustments headed into the second quarter as well. I think at first they both came in with game plans, and right now you see them in the process of switching that around a little bit.
Yeah, that's right. Low shot and another score. 3 in a row now as Guerin on fire on offense.
I love this offensive adjustment that Guerin made. They're now not feeding that open player that was directly in the middle. She feeds this player. Watch as Susie comes around the crease. She's feeding on the move, waiting. That stick is presented to her. She is getting ready to kind of, get it for Jane Klein. And Jane Klein, a great finish on that shot.
Now we're hearing some names, though. I know Jane Klein has just picked up her 30th goal of the year, so that's a name. But you go to Galvin, and then when you think about the other goal by Wilson, a couple of names that have not come up big in the scouting report so far.
And that's going to be that's the fun part about women's lacrosse, and that's going to be the key to winning deep in this season. We've got these amazing players. They're also going to be marked up against the best defenders.
Yeah.
So having the other athletes be able to step up, having your veteran players train your younger players, I guarantee that Constantino and Susie have been training Jane Klein all this time, too, for that moment.
By the way, Kate Scott is in goal for Noblesville. Though she hasn't had as much help, I think, defensively, she would sure like to have this early. But so far this year, 158 shots on goal. She'd given up 89 goals, 69 saves, and a save percentage of .437.
She's got two pretty good ground balls so far in the game and looking to clear strong so far. But I know as a goalie, she is eager to pick up that first save. That's the one that really, then you're actually playing.
I might be a little bit off here, Coach, but we have not had a free position shot yet, have we?
We have not had
Isn't
a free
that odd?
position. That is a little bit odd, but that's a little bit of a good thing sometimes when it comes to women's lacrosse. That can be the common complaint. We do right now have a power play set up, though, for Guerin Catholic. You'll notice the Millers went man down for illegal contact. And there you go. Just like that, Troy, we got a free position shot.
Ask and ye shall receive, right? By the way, the player, I think that is Lydia Dumas, who is on the sidelines because of the penalty. So free position shot and a score. 4 unanswered now by Guerin. This time it was Carolyn Ford getting the goal. Ford That is number 28 on the year. Take another look at that one.
Fabulous shot placement is what I really want to throw out there. She was able to pull the goalie to her stick side and then shoot on the backside, which is just a great skill. Like, really awesome stick handling, too. Just really, really pretty goal.
Now 4-1, and as a head coach, if you're the head coach of the Millers right now, you haven't called a timeout yet, but you still can convey a message to the players. What do you try to tell them at this point?
Right now I'm going to need them. In that last one, you can shake it off a little bit. They were man down. Maybe it was a missed slide, something like that created that free position opportunity. But right now is, okay, we got to take a deep breath. Don't panic yet. We don't need to rearrange our systems yet. We just need to play really, really good lacrosse. I said it earlier before the game. It's going to be who's most disciplined. Right now, the Millers have not been very disciplined on defense. They need to start looking for one another. They need to send those slides. They got to keep those feet moving and making legal contact.
Well, they commit a penalty right there at the beginning of the play, and the next thing you know, now they're back on defense again, and that's going to wear on you, too, after a while. We've seen that throughout all the broadcasts we have done, that you get tired of chasing a little bit.
You do. It's also harder. I mean, in women's lacrosse, playing defense for longer is much harder. You got to go 100% on defense. On offense, you at least get to control your tempo a little.
That's right. Whistle will stop play once again at 2:37 here in the opening period. We've not had a timeout yet. Miller's down 4-1 after opening up with a goal. We had a boys game the other day that one team scored the first goal. Next thing, the other team just scored. It was amazing.
Game of runs.
Free position once again here for Guerin, trying to get their 5th goal, and that'll be knocked out of the stick there. Looked like it was number 20, Klein.
Oh, and Jane Klein got the rebound as well.
Good hustle there by Klein. Guerin again putting the pressure, and another score.
That was Alex Susie with such a pretty lane. This is exactly what Susie likes. She likes to use her speed and take advantage of it. One thing I want you to notice, watch this stick protection she has. She pulls that stick, keeps it in her right hand, but pulls it to the left side of her body to prevent the defense from getting there. As soon as she pulls it back in front of her for that shot, right hand, really strong shot. Very intelligent play, not to let the Millers set back up on defense after kind of a little bit of a funky ball down moment.
Well, I'll tell you what, 5 unanswered goals now, and you can see kind of a little bit in the body language here by the Millers. They got to really pick this up energy-wise. You don't want this thing to get really out of control.
They do. It's not quite on camera at the moment, but you just noticed the coach on the Millers side pulled 5 defenders that are back right now, pulled them over, just had a quick conversation with them. Probably we're not ready to take a timeout yet. It's almost 2 minutes left in this, but we gotta move our feet. We gotta do the basics, the minimum. Keep the stick up, keep your head up, and watch your body language as well.
Yeah, no kidding, because that can spread quickly. By the way, we're under 2 minutes remaining here in this opening period, and the Millers on offense after the draw control win, and now they need to get something going again. They haven't been at this end very often when we talk about the last several minutes from a possession standpoint.
We haven't seen them much, and noticing too, Guerin Catholic not backing off at all on this high-pressure defense. They are sticking with it and immediately get that cause turnover.
Emma Hammond unable to get the pass, and another turnover there for the Millers, and look how quickly that Guerin in a stick check from behind and then turnover the other way, but then stepping out of bounds. Ooh.
Heartbreaker there for Natalie Blackburn, but that's why she's so good, and that's why she's a difference maker for this team. Really intelligent check and a quick ground ball pickup. Unfortunate that sideline creeps up on you sometimes.
In any sport, believe me.
Yeah, doesn't matter how wide the field
no,
is.
it doesn't matter. You can make a nice white line there, it still doesn't matter. So now with 46 seconds to go, let's see if Guerin, and this is really a big possession too for the Millers. You want to make sure you don't give up one more here.
No, you don't want to give up one more, and knowing Kate Scott, she thinks in her head, you got to end this quarter with a save. Headed in without a save into the second quarter it's really hard to do as a goalie mentally.
Pressure defense now by the Millers as time continues to run out here in the opening period. Behind the cage and working now to the left side, and we've got a whistle, and that's going to go against the Millers once again. So it looks like we have a free position shot. Already 1 goal off the free position so far tonight for Guerin.
This is fun. This is almost a repeat of what the last goal was. Alex Susi again. Oh.
Do we have a timeout? Coach, I've asked for a free position shot and a timeout, and I get both.
Yes, and with 10 seconds left to go. That's a curious time to take one, but all right.
We'll take a timeout as well. It's 5-1 Eagles.
To you. Standing with us. You are truly making a difference in the lives of our neighbors in need.
Back once again here at Noblesville. Tonight's game brought to you in part by Officially Human. Their mission is to restore respect to game officials and recognize them as authorities on the field and the court. Thanks to our officials, because without them, we don't play. Sportsmanship is everyone's job. By the way, Guerin got here. They beat the 16th seed Fishers in the opening round, and then they knocked off Evansville North in the quarterfinals to make it here. Noblesville beat Evansville Memorial, the 13th seed, and then they beat the number 5 seed Hamilton Southeastern to make it here tonight. You'd mentioned a little bit, again, and I thought it was kind of odd too. Now they put 16 on the board. I'm assuming they must have reset that. Still seems kind of an odd timeout, right?
I would think so, but it's not my team to coach. So maybe they're trying to run something here. Maybe they're trying to practice a skill, or sometimes you just need to pick those heads up a little bit.
Yeah, that's true. When I was coaching basketball, I wish they would have given me 40 timeouts because I need them. We'd getting down by 20. I need another timeout.
Gosh, basketball is too many timeouts. I wouldn't even know what to say.
I didn't either. I just looked at them.
I want to notice here if Alex Susi does what she just did on that last goal. Has it in her right hand, protects it to her left side, shoots back, pulls it back again. Let's see if she does it.
When she got a great jump as well, and that's going to be off the mark.
She does. Can't tell if it was a pipe shot or if it was a pipe shot or if it was a save, but either way, that feels really good if you're Kate Scott.
Yeah, no kidding. Yeah, it was hard to tell what really happened there. As time has run out, it looked like Gabriella Deere was going to end up with another free position opportunity right there, but time runs out in period number 1. Right now, Guerin, the defending 2-time state champions, lead at 5-1.
We really focus on modern application development, DevOps, so automating the whole process of delivering your solution, and cloud architecture.
It's very important for mid to large companies to have cloud partners because you can't possibly have all the talent you need to address the complex ecosystem of the cloud.
We advise them on all parts of their business. And then when things are defined and we see a clear goal, Clean Slate also then goes and does the work.
We have a team that is very passionate about what they do. We love to solve complex problems, and there's a lot of companies out there that will avoid, getting involved in those things, and I think that's why clients like to work with us.
ESPN Plus, those guys.
Yeah, honestly.
Back once again here in Noblesville. Tonight's game brought to you in part by Tam's Sweet and Savory Cafe. They offer traditional food like Grandma used to make. They have a great staff and much better food. Check them out Wednesday through Sunday. If you'd like more information, give them a call at 317-760-1640. Always the benefit of having a coach in the booth. You've been through this before, and like myself, you've been on both sides. So you kind of know what it feels like. You get off to a good start, and then all of a sudden the defending champions come back really strong. what do you say to your team now? You're still in it. This game's far from being over at this stage, but again, you got to get something going.
You do. You have, just like you said, you have to get something going. We got to find something. You'll notice right here, I mean, the Millers have to be able to do the little things right now. They need to pick up their heads. They need to have that great body language you were talking about earlier.
Yeah.
They need to get a little bit of that fire back. It seems like they just let Guerin Catholic run down their throats there for a second. But they've got fabulous footwork. They've got a captain, Tori Cook down there, who's a great defensive leader. I expect her to be able to fire this team up, come out stronger on the defensive end, let it translate into the offense. It feels as though Guerin Catholic came out with an initial great game plan. Guerin Catholic, I wouldn't change what they're doing right now, but the Millers need to make these adjustments.
But this Guerin team this year, they've outscored their opponents 285 to 114. And here's the other number, that they put so much pressure on you all the time. 493 shots on goal coming in. Their opponent's only 139.
Wow.
That is a lot.
That is a large difference.
I'm not sure anybody, I haven't checked all the stats throughout the state, but that's got to be one of the widest margins of anybody in the state, right?
I can almost guarantee it is. That is a very large margin. You'll also notice the Guerin Catholic team is, they're very, very quick, and they've got quick shot timing.
Yeah.
Just at the end of that last quarter, we saw one really, really quick shot. They're not afraid to let it fly.
Well, that's the one thing I've noticed so far with Guerin is their quickness. Once they get a ground ball or once they end up getting a turnover, they take off, and you better get back on defense. Draw control. Who's going to get possession here? It will be the Millers.
Both teams made an adjustment there on the draw. The last two, the draws went higher, right? You asked for timeouts, and I asked for the draw to go higher. Both things happened for us.
It's great, isn't it?
It's great when we're right in the booth. And both times it went the Millers' way, and I'm eager to see what they're able to put together. A little bit of contact there, a lot of contact on Natalie Blackburn. Some a little bit dangerous, but they're letting them play through it.
Yeah, I was going to say, she did a great job trying to maneuver past the defender, but the defender stayed right there too.
Natalie, she is like a little, almost like a snake. She can slip through people and really, really does have.
Oh, how about that shot? That's 24, Hammond, right?
That is Emma Hammond. Emma Hammond here. Easy. I'm kind of surprised it went in on Ruth Abdallah, to be honest with you. But I think it's the timing of this shot. Neither team, look, Guerin Catholic, neither team was prepared for her to just turn and shoot like that. What an impeccable shot and great placement, too.
When you looked at that, the thing I noticed the most, the defender was just riding her like Seattle Slew and was not giving her any room whatsoever, and she still got the shot off.
She's strong. That's the thing. Unless you're taking away their arms, playing that legal defense, if they're able to pull their arms up and away from their body, you can still get a really strong shot off. That's what makes it different. That's why Emma Hammond is the player that she is in the state, is because she can play through that contact and still be accurate.
Well, I'll tell you what, that's a big goal right there, isn't it? I mean, we talked about what the Millers needed to do, and they're still down by 3, but that kind of changes the momentum just a little.
It does. Starting there at the draw, being able to pull it down and showing that they have the talent and that they believe it. Even just that little goal, that'll help fire up the defensive end, and I expect them to have a better defensive possession now because of the Emma Hammond goal.
By the way, we have one other game coming up after this one, the other semifinal matching number 2 and number 3, so we'll talk more about that. That ought to be a barn burner as well, because they're about as close as you can get with those two teams. You see Guerin now getting in a position, nothing there, but that second game should be fun too.
I'm really eager for that second game. I think it's going to be, we have a great night of lacrosse ahead of us.
We do. And then what we're most disappointed about is coaches decided, you know what, I'm going to go to Florida and go on vacation for the championships on Saturday. How could you do that to us?
I'm so sorry. I'm going to support a friend, actually the Tusculum head coach. Shout out Coach Jenna Augustino. Go to Tusculum as well, Division II in Tennessee, Indiana lacrosse players out there.
All right.
Go to Marion University first.
That's right.
But if for some reason we don't have your major, you should go there.
Well, we're glad to have you, even though we only get you twice here today and tomorrow. So that's okay. 2A tonight, 1A semifinals tomorrow.
I'll make a quiz for you.
Okay.
Give you lots of little talking points to sing.
Yeah, well, give it to the other guy because
Oh,
he really is going to need it. Nice pass to the inside and shot a little bit off the mark. Great play, though, from behind the cage.
Great quick decision-making. You'll notice Guerin Catholic team, off a whistle, very quick decision-making. Off of an inbounds ball, really great decision-making. They're going full speed this entire time, but the Millers already have set up an awesome set of defense. They've been playing some really much more physical, much more alive than we've seen them in the first quarter.
Guerin really a lot of action behind the cage, too, and if it's not there, they're bringing it back out and resetting it. But they're making the Millers really work right here. That's going to be a shot that's going to go off the mark. It will stay with the Golden Eagles.
Taking some shots still, but Millers are making them earn it a little bit more than those open goals that came in the first quarter.
Move to the inside, and there you go. That's going to be Gabriella Deere getting the goal back, her first of the night. That's another great move.
Very pretty shot here. Great placement just past the goalie. The foul on the body there, she could have had a free position if she wanted it, but nah, she said, give it to me. I think I can do it right through these people.
Let's don't stop play. Let's just keep going.
She wanted it. I appreciate for her size. She is strong.
I like what you said earlier about the foot movement and the footwork. You saw it right there with Deere, the ability to use her feet, because that's what I watched more than anything, just how she maneuvered her feet to get in position to get by the defender.
Yes, the Guerin, so far, the Guerin Catholic footwork has been phenomenal.
So now we have seen Deere, Susie, Galvin, Klein, Wilson. If my math is correct, that's 5 different players who have scored. Am I right?
That is.
Or is it 6? Am I missing one?
Oh.
There's another one. Well, just ask and you'll get one.
Very quick, Jane Klein again.
Wow.
Very quick decision making. Watch this very fast transition. They force the Millers. They're man up. She beats her here. Has to pull that defender high. The next one has to slide the ball. Coming off of Klein. Klein is in the right position to still be a threat towards the cage. Makes it probably a really difficult catch sometimes to make and finishes it. What a stellar little transition there by so many of the Guerin Catholic girls.
You know, this is amazing, though, how quickly, and that's the one thing I've noticed the most about this sport. If you can get players with really good quickness, you're going to beat a lot of teams, aren't you?
Speed kills.
Yes.
Game of runs and speed kills. I'm just going to say all the cliches today.
Please.
It's like any other sport. If you're faster, you're faster.
Yeah. That's something you really can't teach very much either, is it?
Nope. That's why people always ask, oh, what's your recruiting plan? Who do you recruit? Really good kids and then athletes.
Athletes, yeah.
I could teach lacrosse. I can't teach fast.
So did you put them in a 40-yard dash time like they do at the combine in the NFL?
Yeah, I think I'm going to start doing actually the full combine play.
There you go. Miller's down now 7-2 here in the second. Got the goal back, but boy, Guerin has come back. This is almost a replay of what we saw in that opening period where Miller's got a goal and then bam, bam, it came back the other way.
So far, a lot of sticks to the body here. The Guerin Catholic they play a really high-pressure defense. They're not afraid to make contact, and they know the ball carrier is Natalie Blackburn, so they're coming. They know that they need to play hard against her. It's been a little bit physical so far to the body and to the head, and Natalie's going to have to be able to play through some of that, and the refs will begin to start calling it. It already looks like they are cleaning it up a little bit when it comes to that.
Well, Blackburn might want to hire a lawyer. I mean, she had 3 more white jerseys around her, and that doesn't seem quite fair, does it?
Guerin Catholic knows she's the biggest threat on the field right now.
I mean, I remember that possession she had down here, and I said, there's 3 white jerseys chasing her, and they did the same thing on the other side.
She's fast, and she can carry the ball up the field, so it was a great call by Guerin Catholic to swarm her when she has it. We just need to make sure that they're making legal contact when they're doing it.
Free position right here for Guerin, and another great start. When you get that fast of a start, Susie ends up getting her second goal. It was almost anticlimactic because when that whistle blew, it was almost like she timed it perfectly.
She's got impeccable timing. Watch her quickness off the line. 2 quick cradles and a great release. Again, she's exceptionally gifted at keeping her stick protected in front of her body or to the opposite side, and then when she wants to shoot, pulling it back up and getting a great shot. She's good.
Yeah,
she's good.
She's good. If I am the goalie for Noblesville, how I can leave that area, correct? I can step out away from the goal, right?
The crease? Yes.
So let me ask you this. If she's coming at me, can I go at her?
If she's outside the crease, you still have to play the same contact rules.
Oh.
So if she can't like cross-check her or anything like that, truthfully, Alex Soucy's got great footwork. I don't think I'm coming out.
Yeah, it wouldn't do me any good anyway. So,
But at this point, though, Kate Scott does. They have been shooting to her off-stick side. Mostly all of the shots so far have been to the left-hand side of her. Again, a great plan created by Guerin Catholic. I imagine that they've been practicing that a ton.
Yeah.
But Kate's got to be able to adjust to this and recognize that she needs to start making those saves on the off-stick side or moving her body to cover it a little bit more.
you always notice if you do more games with me, I try to change the rules of some of the games.
I see that.
Yeah,
I see that.
yeah.
I'm all right with some of them. Honestly, we love to change rules in women's lacrosse. If
Really?
there's one thing, we come up with a new rule every year. It's crazy.
Shot clock coming soon.
Job security is what I think it is.
Yeah, and
It's,
you can make bigger, thicker rule books too. So. Miller's trying to get something going offensively here with 7:24 to go.
Again, Natalie Blackbird again just getting swarmed. But this time coming up with the call, they called it a holding call. Natalie is a very good free position shooter as well, so let's see what her choice is here.
Might call the Noblesville Police Department on a mugging, and she will get the goal right there. That's a nice play. And they get on the board. That's going to be Blackburn, her first of the day.
That's exactly what they needed. I think she needed one of those to fall in so that she can kind of fall into her flow of the game as well.
I was just mentioning the police department because she was getting mugged. I mean,
they have been all over her today.
Blackburn's thinking, wait a minute. Doesn't seem quite fair.
Yeah, they got to start moving that ball a little bit more. They cannot rely on her today when it comes to moving the ball up. Otherwise, I don't know. It's going to be a tiring day for Natalie.
Well, 8-3 now with 7:05 remaining here in the second. Seems like every time, though, that the Millers score, Guerin comes back and gets two. It's like a 2-for-1 every time.
It is. It is.
24, Hammond for Noblesville against number 10, Constantino for Guerin.
So let's see who get the draw control right here as Guerin trying to get back to the state championship once again and then work to get their third in a row. Control one there by the Millers, and here they come.
Watch Natalie get fired up here. Oh.
Pass a little bit behind, and if you're off a little bit,
Yes.
you end up turning it over.
Yes. Millers were looking for the same little quick transition there that Guerin had before, but just off the mark.
Now here is where Guerin, again, their fast break to the other end is just tremendous.
And
they're
they
in
have numbers
positioning.
again.
Oh, my.
Same thing again, Jane Klein. That one couldn't fall for her, but watching Guerin on the transition, they can outrun them, and when they've got numbers, they know how to use it.
Yeah, Klein was just within inches of getting the hat trick already. But they will set it up, and boy, you see so many teams like Guerin. And we did Hamilton Southeastern boys the other day, and how about that high shot? That's going to be Ford getting number 2.
What a pretty shot here. It comes to, again, the timing. We saw it on the other end for the Millers with Emma Hammond's timing of this shot. You don't expect her to shoot from here. What a fabulous far outside shot and just great placement as well.
I was mentioning the other day about the Hamilton Southeastern boys team and how if something isn't there, how they come back and set it up and seem to be very patient doing it as well. As a player, I'm sure that's not an easy thing to do. You've got to be a little more disciplined, and yeah, you'd like to go 100 miles an hour, but sometimes it just isn't there.
It's true. Knowing what your teammates need, knowing what your body needs, and what your coaches want is one of the hardest things to do. And again, we're asking this of 14 to 18-year-olds.
Right.
It's a lot. Sometimes it can be difficult.
You like that third one, right? The coaches, what they have to say is probably the area that you want to emphasize the most.
That's usually my favorite, but that's why I coach.
That's right. All right, Guerin winning the draw control again and trying to get another one on the board under 6 minutes remaining.
Guerin's still pushing the tempo. They wanted to score early. I imagine they wanted to get up in this game, and they are not taking their foot off the gas at all. Again, they were looking for a nice quick transition and maybe a quick transition goal, and instead getting a free position option. Deciding to pull it out, which I think is a good decision.
Yeah, the angle would have been really bad trying to get it from that right side.
Yeah, it's a little too far. Not always a really great option there.
Nice pass to the inside. Can they get a close shot here? They will instead bring it back out again.
Beautiful crash there by the Millers, making good contact, forcing her all the way out, and then marking up again quickly.
Nothing there again, so they back it away, and nice pass to the inside, and a low shot this time, and I think Ford just got number 3 as well.
I thought we were going to be talking about Susie and Constantino, but I tell you what, Klein and Ford have been having a day today.
Both of them, as you see the replay here, both of them have now gotten to 30 and above in their goals this year. So that's, I'll tell you what, you add that to what they've done already with Susie and Deere and Constantino, that's a 5-headed attack. We'll take a timeout, 10-3 at 5:06 remaining, period 2.
Aspen Creek Grill, we are a from-scratch concept with comfort fresh food. You can expect a world-class experience on a great budget. We've got incredible specials, great service. Today's dish that we're going to highlight is going to be our Aspen Blue Sirloin. It is, again, our premium Black Angus certified beef, and we top that with a blue cheese crust. Again, everything that we do here is made from scratch, and it's no different from our steaks. We hand cut all our steaks in-house. So our team back there it's just an incredible team. Everything that they do, they take so much pride in. They put a little bit of themselves into everything that they do over here, especially since it is a made from scratch concept. We want everybody to come, visit us, enjoy some great food with some great service. Bring your friends, bring your family, come have some great food, have a great time with us with some of the best comfort scratch food.
Back here in Noblesville, you get a look at the Millers as they trail it 10-3 here in period 2. Tonight's game brought to you in part by Wheeler Mission. For 125 years, Wheeler Mission has been a pillar in the Indianapolis community, providing help, hope, and healing to people in need. If you'd like more information or to volunteer, give them a call at 317-686-6239. Winner of this will play in the championship Saturday, and there are a lot of games that are going to be going on before the 2 championship games. I think they're doing like a futures game for freshmen and sophomore. That's kind of nice, isn't it?
They are. They always do a futures game, a Rising Stars game.
Okay.
And then they do a junior senior game. It's a lot of fun. So many players get to come. A lot of girls meet one another. A lot of coaches coach together on the sidelines. And it is always just a really fun moment, fun day for Indiana lacrosse.
Yeah,
just
no
a
doubt.
great celebration to end the year.
So you being the head coach at Marion University, and you're on the recruiting trail now.
I am.
And so how many players would you like to bring in for your freshman class?
Right now I'm really looking for 2025. So if you're 25, please reach out to me, and getting my eye on some 26s now as well. So we are open. I love to keep local talent local. So if you're on the broadcast, you've got a home. Let me know.
Yeah, we talked about that in one of our previous broadcasts together, how many players you have from the state of Indiana, and you pretty much dominate that area, don't you?
I do really love the Indiana homegrown talent here. Yeah. It's been a joy to keep them here, and now seeing so many getting into the coaching ranks. I just graduated. I graduated 10 this past year. Already a couple of them getting into the coaching ranks that we'll probably see next year, and I hope to see them deep. I hope to get to broadcast their games. I'll be super biased.
No kidding. Oh, that's great. 5:06 remaining, period 2. Draw one there by Guerin once again, and look how quickly they will get down the field.
Guerin not slowing down. They are continuing to push, especially pushing off of these draws.
Boy, Tori Cook was backpedaling there for a moment, took a little bit of a tumble for the Millers, but boy, you can see if you move your feet and get back, you're going to be in trouble. Pass to the inside, quick shot, and another one on the board. There is Gabriella Deere. She gets number 2.
I think you just jinxed Tori Cook on that one.
Sorry.
She got beat by her cutter on that. Gabby Deere, really pretty cut here to the inside. Great eyes. Got it right through all those Miller sticks, and a very pretty finish.
We talk so much about so many different aspects of this game, but when you look at the passing that we have seen tonight from Guerin, they just really do a nice job, because that's a big part of it. Really is.
It was, and to begin the broadcast too, we talked about that. Keys to win this game are going to be playing clean, both legal contact, but also playing clean, limiting those turnovers.
Yeah.
Both teams truly have done a good job when it comes to the turnover game, particularly Guerin. Their passes have really been spot on.
Yeah.
And if they are losing the ball, they work exceptionally hard to get it back.
Yeah, and most of the time they get that 50-50 ball for sure.
They do. They are hustling.
So 11-3, Millers unable to get the draw control again, and here come the Golden Eagles.
That's typically a draw that Natalie Blackburn would get as well, but it was that extra effort by Susie coming through with that ball in the draw. Really awesome draw control there by her.
And now Guerin again working behind the cage, trying to get another one. And this is, again, not to sound like a broken record, but the Millers score, and then Guerin comes right back and gets 2 to 3, and it just seems like you're always trading 2 for 1 or 3 for 1.
Seems to be the trend, and the score starts to run away a little bit from the Millers here. Still, obviously, a lot of lacrosse left to be played, but at this point, we're going to need to see the Millers really, really dig deep.
Penalty on the Millers right there.
It's going to be a held stick there in the 8, so the ball was loose, and you cannot, when you go to check, you have to come back up really quickly. If you stay down on top of it, that's when you're going to get the call.
So a free position shot here for Guerin. They've been very good at it here tonight. That whistle blows, and they get a good jump. Hey, how about that save right there?
Great save there by Kate Scott. And again, that was a different spot. That was bottom right-hand side that they shot, and this whole time, Guerin Catholic's been shooting on the off-stick side. So I know that that's a huge save she needed to make and wanted to make.
Game 2, Carmel and Zionsville. Coming up 8 o'clock here this evening on IndianaSRN. And I'm sure they are watching very closely in this one, aren't they?
I'm certain they are. If they're not warming up, actually we see the teams walking through right now, but I'm sure they've got an eye on that scoreboard.
Yeah, they know that the Golden Eagles are hoping for a three-peat. They're hoping to spoil that as this pass to the inside, and that one hits off the head of one of the Guerin players. In fact, it may have hit her in the back of the head.
They called a check to the head as well, so the Millers are going to go man down here.
That was Isabella Galvin who ended up taking that one on the noggin. That's something, though, you said before, that perhaps there's going to come a time where in the girls and women's lacrosse they're going to maybe think about helmets at some point.
It is a risk, and any time that there's that contact to the head, it's an automatic card. So I misspoke and said that one was a check to the head, but it was a dangerous propel, so meaning that you can't shoot, even if there's somebody in front of you and they should have a free position call, you can't shoot at somebody for moments exactly like that. We don't want our players getting hit in the head. We don't need anybody getting injured. You see she just went off the sidelines as well, unfortunately. So hoping that she is okay. And we don't want this in the women's lacrosse game. We want to make sure that we keep it clean, but as players continue to get better and faster and stronger, it is a risk, and it is something that we're very aware of and we talk about a lot. We talk about the changing rules of women's lacrosse. That's one of them.
Nice move to the inside, and the low shot wide. It'll stay with Guerin, though. They got a really good look once again. We're coming up on the 2-minute mark before halftime. Well, if anyone is not familiar with the ball itself, I know it's a rubber. It is a hard rubber ball.
It is a very solid hard rubber ball.
It bounces really well when you watch it go off the turf, but off the body it doesn't bounce quite as easily, does it?
It doesn't. It doesn't.
Oh, my. Ball got loose, and Lucy Esposito there to pick it up and put it in for another goal.
It was first a great shot attempt here that goes unfortunately off the pipe, or potentially off Kate Scott. I think it's off the pipe here. Bounces right back out, and a heads-up play to get that ball and keep charging towards the goal.
Well, Kate Scott turned to look to see if the ball went back toward the end line there, and the next thing you know, she's like, uh-oh.
And you can see the frustration on her face. She's in the right position, but sometimes that's truly the ball didn't bounce your way kind of a moment, which isn't fun when you're on the receiving end of it.
So the Millers now down by 9 here in the first half. Again, the hat trick just a little bit off the mark so far for 3 different players. We're waiting for Deere, Susie, and Klein all to get one more so they can get the hat trick. But Ford has one.
Seeing Guerin Catholic come out at this tempo, I'm not surprised that they've put up 12. However, I'm a little surprised that the Millers haven't been able to answer as much.
Yeah, very true. If you watch that last attempt, what is interesting on that attack is Guerin once again close in, and another shot right in front of the keeper, and that's going to be Ford, and she just got number 4. She wasn't happy enough to wait for me to get the other 3 in their hat trick. She gets another one.
Nope, she knew one. No, she gets a really great step on her defender here, gets around, and an awesome, pretty finish. Great placement as well. But it came from that initial step on the defender, catching him off guard and making that quick little kind of change of speed, creep in a little bit, and then explode out. That's going to make the difference in getting open when you're a cutter in the middle.
All right, I was about ready to say, and I'm pretty sure that Guerin had 2 players just outside the cage. And when the attacker was coming down the middle, she has a choice if they come up. Is that one of the things that you try to do, is because the keeper's got 2 to look at? That's tough to do.
It is tough to do. As the keeper, you never aren't watching the ball, though. That's the best part about lacrosse is sometimes it can get a little complicated. And, there's 7 here. We got this person organized, and what defense are we running, and this, that. At the end of the day, the ball scores, so you should probably always pay attention to the ball the most.
I don't know.
Easier said than done. I tell you what, there's plenty of times I'm telling my girls that too.
Yeah, I know. I'm glad you said that, because when I was watching that last play, I'm thinking, who's she going to go after here?
Right.
But
the ball. She's going for the ball.
Go for the ball. That's for sure. So the Millers down by 10. Try to get one before the end of the first half, as Guerin, every time they've given up a goal, as we have documented so far, Guerin comes back and gets 2 or 3.
Truly, I am most impressed with Guerin Catholic's athleticism. They have been running this high-pressure defense the entire time. They haven't backed off on it at all. And the athleticism to be able to do that for 30 minutes straight is impeccable.
Yeah, it certainly is. So with .7.
2 seconds will be on the clock.
We're going to put 2 on the clock instead of .7. There is communication between the officials downstairs and upstairs, which is nice to know.
The technology has come a far way. I no longer have to guess a whole lot. But Natalie Blackburn on this opportunity here, she got closed out on pretty tight and illegal contact, and she likes a free position shot. This is how she scored earlier.
She'll come off that left side, and the bounce and the save. Great job there by Abdallah on a low shot, and you can kind of tell that the Guerin fans are very happy about the first half.
They are up by 10 to start the game is a great start to a game.
Certainly is. And again, with Ford getting 4 goals to lead the way, got the last one there. And again, Ford has had an excellent year, but she wasn't one of the top 5. She was number 6 in goal scoring and point scoring, but she's come up big in the first half. Nice to have that.
Yes, especially when a little bit younger or somebody they weren't quite prepared for has a great day. That's the fun part about lacrosse.
Halftime, we'll come back, talk with Keith Myers and get his thoughts about this one. And, of course, IndianaSRN able to broadcast tonight, tomorrow, the boys tournament as well, and then, of course, championship Saturday right here on IndianaSRN.
Aspen Creek Grill, we are a from-scratch concept with comfort fresh food. You can expect a world-class experience on a great budget. We've got incredible specials, great service. Today's dish that we're going to highlight is going to be our Aspen Blue Sirloin. It is, again, our premium Black Angus certified beef, and we top that with a blue cheese crust. Again, everything that we do here is made from scratch, and it's no different from our steaks. We hand cut all our steaks in-house. So our team back there, it's just an incredible team. Everything that they do, they take so much pride in. They put a little bit of themselves into everything that they do over here, especially since it is a made from scratch concept. We want everybody to come, visit us, enjoy some great food with some great service. Bring your friends, bring your family, come have some great food, have a great time with us with some of the best comfort scratch food.
Back here at Noblesville, number 1 Guerin with a 13-3 lead over Noblesville. Keith Myers joining us tonight, and what a special night it is, and what a special season it has been for IndianaSRN in the partnership we have with both boys and girls lacrosse.
14 games this year 16 games on the network during the regular season, 11 games in the next 3 days in the network, makes us 27, which is about 15 plus than what we were last year.
Wow. That
number is already growing. We got schools already contacting us and saying, hey, how do we get on the network? What do we do? Those type of things. And the board of directors of the girls saw the value, and there has been fans from Evansville all the way up to Culver that has been watching our network stuff, and it's great. And we're here for the girls tonight. We're also at the Carmel and Buff games for the boys, those 2 semifinals, and then state championship. You can literally watch from early 11 o'clock in the morning all the way to about 8:30 or 9 o'clock on Saturday, all those games on the network. And I get to work with you on Saturday, which is great. Allie's leaving, so it won't be as good, but it will be a lot of fun. But it's good to have Coach on board. We have a couple of coaches on board with the girls' side and the guys' side, which is really neat. It puts an emphasis on there. Charlie Berry is going to be doing the boys' color on Saturday. Got Rachel Fox from Southport doing a game with Joey tomorrow, and then John Mathis comes back in the booth tomorrow with me. So a lot of fun, good people. The cool thing that we hear, Troy, is you guys know lacrosse. Many people do this that they don't know the game. You know the game. You bring good people that know the game, and that makes a lot for us. And we've got thousands of people going to be watching this weekend.
Yeah. And we've helped build this sport in the state of Indiana, haven't we?
I think we have, and I think there's the key people that are in this sport recognize what we have done because there are kids that are being watched. What else do you have a college coach come and watch your games?
Yeah.
Because she's not only watching the game because she loves the health of the program, but she wants the talent to stay in Indiana.
Yeah.
And that's kind of cool because Indiana is getting some good reps of that. And I take you back to the HCAC. Those coaches now starting lacrosse in those leagues now go, okay, you do games. What are the key teams? And I give them our schedule. Those are the key. Those are the players you want to watch.
Yeah.
And it's not. And it's from everywhere, from Evansville all the way up north. Kind of fun. It's kind of neat to be somewhat in the know.
Well, and I'll say it again. We are the only sports network that does this for lacrosse. Nobody else does
Nobody
anything.
else. Everybody wants to stay away from it.
Yeah.
So.
All right, Coach, good to see you again.
I guess you're picking me up on Saturday?
Yeah, I'll be there. I'm an Uber driver Saturday.
I love it when I have an Uber driver.
We'll come back.
By the way, how's she doing? She doing okay?
She's all right.
She's all right.
Yeah,
okay.
she's okay.
Okay.
We'll come back. Second half action on the way right here in IndianaSRN.
At first, me and my mom were struggling. I was trying to pay the bills and trying to take care of my mom at the same time. When I first heard that I can get paid for taking care of my mom, I was kind of skeptical because I had been doing it for so many years without pay. That's when I reached out to Passion to Care. I read all the reviews and I saw that they were #1 in the field. Passion to Care has really, really changed my life. Right now, I take care of my mom 24/7 thanks to Passion to Care.
Tonight's game brought to you in part by Boilermaker Local 374, where they represent highly skilled, highly motivated workers in field construction as well as metal fabrication in the state of Indiana. If you'd like more information, contact Boilermaker Local 374 at 219-845-1000. Coach, you coach at Marian University. I can barely get you back here at halftime because everybody wants to talk to you. But it's got to be fun, though, when you're recruiting kids and you're out there and you meet so many new people and stuff.
Well, it's a thing that I never expected out of coaching is the community that you get around you.
Right.
Obviously, we know recruiting's a huge piece of it. But truthfully, it's all the other things. I can look down into this audience right now, and I've got multiple families that I've trained with, or I've got, a parent that lent me a screwdriver that one time when I was in desperate need, and, or the refs that come up and the other coaches that come up. so much more of a network here that expands so much further than just the athletes on the field. We know these girls are only here for 4 years. It's a short period of time, but the support behind them is always the most important thing that continues to make these programs go, continues to make Indiana lacrosse grow. I feel so privileged to be able to come up here, be able to talk to everybody on this kind of a platform. And I always love it. I love to get the hugs. I love to get the waves, the smiles, and catch up with people. This is my favorite time of the year.
It certainly is. And I'll tell you what, after you went through what you went through to get here, and then you sprinted up to the top of the press box, you got to be given a little extra pay for that, Coach.
I did. I got a couple flights of stairs in today. I definitely got a workout in of some kind. But I don't sound too out of breath on the broadcast. So
no, you're doing great.
Either way, I talk fast, so we're all right.
Second half action underway, and Guerin already in position to try to get another goal and add to their 13-3 lead here now in the third quarter. And we talk a lot about scenarios and what are you going to do if you're the Millers now. And I think the obvious thing is, they've got to score a few more goals just to get back into this thing. But on the other side, they can't afford to give up anymore. That's a big hill to climb.
They cannot. And I'm going to give the Millers a lot of credit. Every time after a timeout or a break, they have come out and their defense has been really, really great. Unfortunately, on this last one, a little bit of a cross-check there in the middle, setting up this deserved free position shot. And a beautiful save. Nice right on the doorstep kind of a save. She didn't have a defender between her. Kate Scott with a nice one and maintains possession of that ball because of a crease violation. But really, the Millers coming out of these halftimes, their coaches are doing an exceptional job of encouraging them. Whenever they get this little breather, they come out strong. So they need to take advantage of it if they want to stop this clock, because now they're also fighting the clock.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Plus, again, with that nice save by Kate Scott, maybe they can get a little momentum as they're in transition back the other way. That's Tori Cook. And then she'll peel back as now the Millers set it up here as we're just underway here in period number 3. Winner of this game moves on to the championship on Saturday. And as you probably know, if you know anything about girls lacrosse in Indiana, Guerin's kind of putting together a little dynasty. The backhand shot is missed.
It was a nice move, an unfortunate finish. I wish she would have just switched her hands when she was standing in front of the cage there, because she had great footwork behind the crease to set up that opportunity. But just a little bit of that, the lack of being willing to switch hands and go for the ugly shot instead of the disciplined one. Unfortunate. That's kind of what happens too.
Whistle will blow this one dead. And if you just joined us, it's Caroline Ford with 4 goals. Gabriella Deere has 2. Alex Susi has 2. Jane Klein has 2. Avery Wilson has put in a goal, as has Lucy Esposito. So if you like good balanced scoring, you've got that tonight for Guerin.
That's the best way to play women's lacrosse. If everybody can be a threat, then you can't stop them all.
Yeah,
you
that's
just
right.
Find the best option then. Maybe not the best player, maybe not the best shooter, although they all seem to be really great players and shooters so far. But if you can just find the best option, that's when you're going to have the prettiest plays. And so far, that's what they've been able to come up with.
So after the brief delay, Miller's trying to get on the board here in the third. You can really see how good this Guerin defense is and has been all year long. We talked about that earlier. They only give up 5.7 goals per contest. And, Coach, they played a pretty good schedule, too. It isn't like the teams they're playing are a bunch of sisters of the poor. I mean, bottom line is they have one of the top-rated schedules in the state of Indiana.
They do, and you can tell they play high competition, and they play really well. That last defensive set, you noticed everybody's stick was in the air. They made great contact defense. They had the slow motion approach going down to kind of make the high or the far out contact on the ball carriers. They slide to help one another. They just seem to really do everything well on the defensive end, and it just translates then to them being able to push the tempo on the offense.
I think what you should do before you go to Florida is you should record a lot of this. That way when Keith steps in, he can just press your voice on a recorder and just do it. Would that be okay?
Well, I think truthfully, there's only so many scenarios in lacrosse. So I do think we could probably just have me pre-recorded based on the scenario.
It's not a bad idea. Free position shot, another nice save. Once again by Kate Scott.
She's coming into our game now. I think she's really starting to feel it. You'll notice Guerin, again, they're not quite shooting in the same spot that they were before. Again, that one went low right-hand side. She's made a save there once before, so she's feeling confident there, and hopefully she'll remain confident there and then let that kind of flow into all the other places of her game. And Give us a good one.
Hear Keith talking about it at halftime, all the semifinals and finals here on IndianaSRN. Nice move to the inside. Shot's going to be another save there by Kate Scott, but we have all the boys and girls games. I think he said we're ended up with, 16 to 7 days. So a lot of lacrosse. If you enjoy it, the only place you can find it is here on IndianaSRN. I've got a question for you then from just the standpoint, the way this game is growing in the state of Indiana, and I would imagine at some point they're going to sanction, the IHSA is going to sanction these sports, the boys and girls. But when are other media outlets going to start picking up on it a little bit more and saying, you know what, we've got hundreds of players, and why aren't they getting more coverage?
Are you trying to give away your own business?
No, I'm not. I'm just
no. I think I believe, I don't want to misspeak, but I believe that the IHSAA designated lacrosse as an up-and-coming sport this year.
All right.
Which is a great start to, truthfully, first and foremost, get these athletic departments to recognize it's a really great sport. Support the athletes, support the coaches, give us a field.
Yeah.
A lot of women's lacrosse programs are fighting to get fields and
Really?
field space, lines appropriately on turf, so or even on grass. There's just a lot of uphill battles that some of these coaches fight in private that we don't see. You know, we get to see these end games on beautiful fields and great teams, but there are so many people putting in a lot of work on these on the up and coming programs. To be able to kind of fight and make this a really, really great sport and continuing to do that. So shout out. If you're not there tonight, if you're not here tonight, but you are doing some work, thank you for what you're doing for this sport.
No kidding. By the way, that's Gabriella Deer on a free position. And another one, and the goal. And now 14-3. You'll get another look at it right here, and that's really tough for the Millers because that's a really tough one to stop.
Back-to-back free positions are just difficult when they continue to get spots like that. A great shot placement, and Kate Scott was close on that one too.
Yeah, really close. Deer, by the way, has the hat trick. And we also know that we are in the position of the game where the food's coming up, and you notice they don't give us any. Got pizza and nachos and everything, but not one time did they stop by and say, "Are you guys hungry?"
Well, we don't stop talking long enough for us to be able to eat.
Now, wait a minute. Now, I can correct you on that because I've done a broadcast, and all of a sudden I look over and Keith is eating nachos and everything. So, no, he can do it.
I don't think I've ever eaten during a lacrosse game. I don't even know what that looks like.
I'm not sure either. Contact there at about the 40. And that's going to go against Guerin.
This was I believe an off-ball foul that they called there.
Miller's now down 14-3 and more contact. And you mentioned, though, earlier that Guerin has been pretty physical here in this one. We saw that in the first half, and they continue here in the third.
They do, playing this high-pressure defense, and they really do. They go hard at the body all the time, and it can lead to a little bit dangerous play. I think the refs have been doing a nice job of trying to keep it fair and even. That one's a pretty turnover. Just the presence of having the defender there on the body. What a really, really great turnover there. I believe that's Grayson Navarro.
Yep, 27 Navarro, who is now in control. Nice pass ahead.
Great choice by Grayson. She didn't even have to make any contact. Just being close to the ball carrier there created this opportunity for a transition play.
Well, Galvin made a nice move back to the inside. You see the Millers peeling back quickly with just over 4 minutes remaining now here in the third. And there's another delay call on this one, and then they'll stop play on the second whistle.
Couple things happened in that last one. First and foremost, the Millers are now opting to put a high pressure on the ball. I think it's a great choice. They need to stop the running clock if they want to have a shot at climbing back into this game. However, it came with across the body, continue to drive Gabby Dearden through the contact, which we know she likes to do, and then a free position. So a lot of things going on here for the Millers. And it's still a loose ball.
Kate Scott gets credit for another save on that last free position shot.
A lot, again, we see so much contact happening here in this game. Both teams know that the season's on the line and they have to continue to play tough.
You had mentioned with now the clock running and explain the rule on that a little bit. When you get to, 10,
Yes.
it runs, right?
Yes, so once a team gets up by 10 goals, the clock begins to run. So we're already down to only 3 minutes left in this third quarter. I feel like we just got back on the mic.
We did. It's going quick.
It does go, and it goes even faster when you're on the field.
Yeah. Well, and that's and we've had games before. We've talked about that. Nice pass to the inside, and another score for Guerin. That looked like number 8. Was that Sarah Jacoby?
Again, a pretty open. They keep finding these open cutters. This is what Guerin was trying to do in the beginning of the game, and the Millers were able to stop it. But an easy backdoor cut there. Amazing decision-making to go for that little bit of a backdoor. Really, the ponytail rule. You ever heard that one?
No, I haven't.
All right, so when a player turns their head to you and you can see her ponytail, cut.
Really?
That means she doesn't see you.
I like that.
The ponytail rule. She made great use of it there, got open, and great eyes in there into the middle, too.
See, we're learning something. That's what we're here for, is education, too.
I'm so glad it was something as silly as the ponytail rule.
Yeah, exactly. By the way, though, you also gave us something before. What was that called? The sheriff or the
deputy?
The deputy,
Very
yes.
close, the deputy.
The deputy.
Yes. That is when they put the ball in the crease instead of the goalie clearing it, and the defender can run through and get the ball.
Yes, the deputy.
Not as common.
No, it's not. Nice save.
Natalie Blackburn with a great decision and a great attempt there, but an even better save by Ruth. She was prepared for that. Sometimes that can be the hardest part in games like this when you don't face a lot of shots, to stay on your toes and stay ready to make saves, especially a rocket coming at you like Natalie Blackburn's.
Ball comes loose. It'll go back over to the Millers. I can tell you this. My last thing on the deputy is that I can fool anybody now with that question because they have no clue what I'm talking about.
No, I would say there's probably maybe less than 500 people that know that rule.
Oh,
and now you're one of them.
I'm one of them.
You could probably coach college now, truthfully.
That's right. All right, girls, we're going to run the deputy the entire game. So, all right, Miller's down 15-3 with just over a minute remaining. Again, winner of this game moves on to the championship. And if you know anything about high school lacrosse in the state of Indiana, Guerin, as I said a little bit ago, kind of building a little dynasty here if they get another championship. You said it's hard. I don't care what sport it is. To get 2 is really tough, but to get 3 in a row, the odds aren't good.
No, and not with the level of which we have players in this sport, in this state. We've got some really exceptional teams, so to be able to try and go for a three-peat.
Yeah.
Shoo.
Well, and you got to think, too, the personnel changes every year. You have different personalities that you got to mix in every year, so it can be tough. Under 30, Millers need to get something on offense here quickly. That clock is going to continue to go away, and there is a goal at the other end, and on the board, that looked like that was Marisha Whaler.
She has an exceptional shot. I know she's not one that we've talked about a lot, but she maintains possession of this ball for the Millers often. A really, really smart offensive player, Marisha is. She's got a rocket of a shot. I do want to shout out again one more time, Natalie Blackburn, heads up. She had a really far pass down the field that set up that shot and that goal opportunity for them. So she might not be able to get everything going on today, but she did set up that really, really awesome shot.
Head of the fourth, 15-4, Guerin.
From warehousing to transportation and everything in between, Piper Logistics does it all. Centrally located, Piper Logistics has 2 warehouses in Indianapolis and a warehouse in Cincinnati, Ohio. Piper Logistics houses over 1 million square feet. Along with our transportation department, we can provide service to half the United States markets.
Can't get to a computer? Then we've got you covered. Just go to the IndianaSRN app and stay up to date with all of your favorite teams. You can watch live coverage or relive the experience with our on-demand service.
Tonight's game brought to you in part by the Morales Group. Their mission is building better futures one story at a time. They acknowledge the whole person and their individual story. If you'd like more information, give them a call at 317-472-7600. And also by Piper Logistics. Piper Warehouse is a group of logistics professionals dedicated and working together to provide their clients with a complete logistics package. They have offices in Indianapolis and Cincinnati. If you'd like more information, give them a call, 317-396-1023. It appears, at least at this stage, Guerin is going to advance, and they will play for a championship once again. Game 2, we'll get some early thoughts on that second contest, Carmel and Zionsville. Now, I've seen Zionsville this year. I haven't seen Carmel yet. Zionsville's very good. They wouldn't be here if they weren't, but now we're number 2 and number 3, and you said you're very excited about this matchup.
Very excited about this matchup. They both teams very well coached. I have to say that first and foremost. Continuously put out stellar lacrosse programs year after year. We're talking about a three-peat here, but I mean, Carmel has always had a bit of a dynasty going on, and same thing, Zionsville. I mean, creating one of the first programs in the state.
Really?
So a long history here of lacrosse, and it is going to be a great matchup. I expect a lot of adjustments. I expect a close game. I'm eager for that one.
Yeah, we watched Zionsville earlier this year, and they have, when we talk about teams that have a lot of quickness, they do. I mean, they can get down the field quick. So if they advance, and well, I'm sure Carmel does as well, I'll be interested to see that one. I find it amazing, Coach, when I'm watching these young ladies sprint, and they're trying to cradle that ball, and at the same time keep their head up and eyes up and looking around. I mean, I don't have enough brain cells to figure all that out at one time. So
it is a smart girl sport, that is for sure. Yes, the athleticism to be able to have that cadence of running, cradling, and then also continue to keep your head up and find the next pass is very difficult to do.
I'd be asking, Coach, are you kidding me? You want me to do all of that while I'm running?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, you do. I want you to do that. So
I do want you to do that. I'm going to criticize them when you can't.
Millers, again, will have the running clock to deal with, so they will have to work. Every possession now will be vital, down by 11.
Miller's coming out here with some great stick skills on the transition and rewarded for it.
There you go.
Very quick transition here, and a really, I mean, it came from immaculate stick skills.
See, I thought that was number 20, Hannah Miller. We're going to get another look at it right here. Actually, it's number 18, isn't it?
16, I believe.
16? Either Dumas or Blackburn. So it was 16 Dumas.
Lydia Dumas, then.
All right. So Dumas gets number 2.
I'm glad it's not just me that can't see sometimes.
Oh, I can't see anything. That's why we pay you a higher salary, so you can see it. Even with the binoculars, I didn't see the.
Some of these girls, I just know them by the way they run.
Yes. Well, that's a good trait. Hey, I know that lady right there, yeah.
But, yeah, the Millers rewarded there. That was a great little transition game. They all were working together. They saw the long passes, and that's what set up that opportunity. They're going to have to do it again quite a few more times, actually.
Yes,
and
will.
It starts again with another draw control there by Marisha. 2 in a row for her. She's coming quick off this line.
Yeah, Whaler, nice pass to the inside, but that defense right back once again as Susie was there. We have more contact, a player going down there for Guerin, a little slow to get up.
But the Millers are not slowing down, though.
How about that? Wow, 2 in a row.
The Millers took advantage of that slow return and that quick ground ball that they continued to attack. They are doing what Guerin Catholic was doing to them the entire first half.
Dumas gets number 3.
Dumas, great outside shooter. She's not afraid to shoot that ball from pretty far out. It's got a really strong shot to up high. Took one down low on Abdallah and then one up high. And got to keep changing up that shot placement and don't let the goalie get complacent.
Well, now, of course, you're only down by 9. That's a with the hat trick for the Millers.
Really coming here. It feels like the Millers have figured out the draw. Both of those goals came off of a beautiful draw control. So let's see if Emma Hammond's able to get it there to Marisha Whaler again. If they can do it for a third time, we might have a match.
No kidding. And again, this game can really change quick. If you've ever watched some of the contests we've had on IndianaSRN, you think the match is over, and the next thing you know, other team has come back strong.
That's why we play the game.
Draw control again by Guerin. How about that pick up top, huh?
Yeah. Looked like both. I don't believe she was intentionally setting a pick.
No,
he
you
just ran.
just wrong
just
place,
standing
wrong
there.
time. But it sure looked
Sometimes
good.
it works, yes.
Do that again, would you mind?
Right.
Guerin.
That's the fun thing about lacrosse. No two things ever happen the same twice.
True, yes. Guerin can use a little clock. They don't need to. There's a goal by Susie. She has the hat trick.
Very heads-up play here by Susie. You notice she uses the crease to help kind of pull her defender away from her and confuses it, recognizes that her defender is slow to follow. She's got nobody there to pick her up, and a wide open shot on the doorstep. Great decision-making by Susie.
Seen 2 high goals each way, and so now Guerin answers, and good teams, that's another cliche thing to say, but good teams answer that all the time, don't they?
Mm-hmm. And I think, too, everybody in lacrosse world knows, you got to get to 10, you got to stay at 10.
Yeah, exactly.
Get to 10 and then stay there. Staying sometimes is the hardest part.
Yeah. Well, the other thing, too, you don't want to give the other team any momentum whatsoever if you can, and the Millers had it with those 2 straight goals, and then you kind of feel the air coming out of the sails once again.
Yeah, and Constantino just made a really easy little adjustment there on the draw, and is now they're pulling a little bit further away. The ball is headed toward to Susie instead, or Gabby Deere on that one, and a really nice little adjustment off of the draw. The fun thing about the draw is it's such little things that you might not notice, but has such a big impact on the game.
After that turnover, the Millers in transition, they turn it over as well. Whistle, but a delayed call right here as you see Guerin back in position. I was watching that last offensive set by Guerin, and they run so many players down the lane coming toward the cage. I'm not actually sure how any defender could keep up with what they're doing. That's tough.
It is difficult to do. And at this point, wow.
And that's an example right there, as that's going to be Galvin getting number 2.
I believe a little lefty goal here. Might be our first lefty goal of the day.
Well, as I've always said, you can't trust left-handers. Look at that.
She did. She switched. You notice she's a natural righty coming down the lane, but sees that's the difference right here. When you are able to recognize that you've got a defender on one side, I probably can't get a great right-handed shot off. To switch to my left hand, I've got a better angle and a quick little placement. That's the skills that take you from good to great in this sport.
Coach, you're doing it again. You're making me think too much. I mean, the last time I said, well, you want me to think this, and now you came back with it again. You're killing me here. But you're right. I mean, that takes a lot of, again, skill and practice. You don't just pick that up and go, oh, this is pretty easy. It takes some time.
A lot of skill, a lot of practice, and also a lot of discipline to be able to recognize. We were talking about it earlier, being able to run and keep your head up and cradle all at the same time. To have the defense closing in on top of you in front of the goal, know that you're open. Wow.
How about that? Back the other way.
What a shot on the fly for Natalie Blackburn.
Wow. No kidding. How about
I am excited to watch this again. Coming down so quick. Watch Blackburn's cut here. Same side. She's got to step on him. Switches her hands, sidearm, and gets in the backwards roll.
We've got a timeout. 6:31 remaining at 17-7 Golden Eagles.
At Morales Group Staffing, we are all about building better futures. And during these times, we are working hard to put people to work. We are now hiring for hundreds of jobs with pay up to $17 an hour. Visit our website at moralesgroup.net or text JOBS, JOBS, to 317-472-7600 to apply now and get hired today.
We encourage you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, IndianaSRN. Hit the bell to get notifications for upcoming games and more. Watch as many games as you want, as many times as you want.
Tonight's game brought to you in part by Passion to Care, where they're dedicated to helping you care for a loved one. Through Indiana State programs, they provide financial compensation. For more information, call 833-420-6640, and also by Family Source Insurance, your independent agent representing Ohio Mutual Insurance. Contact them for all your insurance needs at 317-894-7000. We want to thank all the sponsors for being a part of tonight's broadcast and all throughout the entire tournament. They'll be with us as well. After the timeout, 10-goal lead now for Guerin. Game 2 will come up tonight at 8 o'clock, the number 2 and 3 seeds in this tournament. But I would say right now, Guerin has kind of made a little statement here.
I would say so. I would say statement made.
So now the draw control whistle will stop play. We will do a mulligan here and do it again.
I noticed a new draw taker here for Guerin. She didn't quite go up on that last one. So watch this Guerin draw taker, see if she can make this adjustment here a little bit.
I find always the draw very interesting, and I'll give you my analysis why here in a moment. As you see the Millers quickly getting into position as the ball comes loose, because the referee has to put the sticks together, right? And the ball is placed in there, and both players have to hold it still up until they hear the whistle. But that's not easy.
No, it's it's quite difficult actually to be able to freeze. And we practice that skill often, where I'll have the girls just stand there frozen and then just blow whistles at random times and make them practice their quick, fine twitch muscles. It is difficult. It is difficult to maintain that and keep going. We're going to see another free position here for Natalie Blackburn. She's found a lot of success on this exact same hash all night. And she's probably feeling some momentum after that last one. Opportunity to stop the clock here.
Clock is down to coming up on now 5 minutes. And got a close shot and the save. Nice job in goal once again. It'll stay here with the Millers.
Great effort back there to be able to recover this quick ball. Those extra effort plays, just like basketball, rebounds matter.
Abdallah once again putting up some nice numbers here tonight, though she's given up the 7. Here's a turnover.
A pretty little check and awesome timing. Very, very light and gentle. Nice little check down. That was impressive there by Sophia Galvin to be able to pull that one off.
Pass is behind Adelaide and goes out of play, I do believe, or did she end up saving it?
I believe she saved it, but
Good.
Tori Cook comes up with it.
I have a column right in front of me to my left, so you're going to have to help me. Anything down in the corner.
Oh, I get to practice my play-by-play here?
Yes.
Just in that one spot, though.
Yeah, well, you can keep going if you want. That's no problem here.
I think I'll let you keep that one.
Coming up on 4 minutes. And Guerin will, I'm sure, at least coaching staff will hang around, scout a little bit more in the second semifinal coming up tonight. And you'll want to stay around for that one as well. We'll get things underway. 8 o'clock will be the start time for that one. But tonight, Carolyn Ford with 4 goals. They've had such good balanced scoring, and Susie with the hat trick, Gabriella Deere with a hat trick as well.
They've been confident. Anytime they've had the ball close to the goal, they have made some very confident shots.
Miller's just trying to finish this one in a positive nature. Of course, that shot is a little bit high and wide to the left, and there's no doubt, I mean, the Millers have a good, solid program, and they'll reboot, rebuild, whatever you want to call it, and get ready for what they'll be doing next year. Like you said, though, a lot of these players end up playing basketball. They play soccer. They do the other sports. So able to come out here and they really show the athletes they are.
That's what we love about dual sport, multi-sport athletes. Don't get burned out on lacrosse. Go play some other game. Go play some other sports and come back and give us your all on the lacrosse field too.
Yeah. Well, and like you said, you can cross over so many different talents that you have. I mean, they're going to play into one area of the other sport somehow.
They do, and oftentimes I learn a lot actually from the other sports. Shout out to my basketball players that turned lacrosse players for college. They often teach my girls how to set a really good pick. They're my best pick and rollers on the team.
Well, and the Marion women's basketball team is no slouch either.
No, they are not. They certainly are not.
That's one thing, and if I may, I pay quite a bit of attention to the schools around the Indianapolis area, and Marion's athletic programs are just phenomenal.
We have had a lot of success at the helm of Steve Downing. He truly has been a difference maker for our athletic programs, and a lot of support as well coming from our university president. It's been a pleasure being at Marion. I really have enjoyed it for a long time and continue to enjoy it.
I think the one thing I see, and I've seen this in other programs, though it may be an NAIA program, but they treat it like it's a Division I. Oh, there's a hard check. That's an easy call.
Yeah, that's a big cross check. You can't extend your arms. So in women's lacrosse, if you're going to make that contact, you need to make sure that your elbows are still in. Your stick needs to be up at a 45-degree angle, and you can't push your arms out that way. That's a cross check, and can't do that.
Can't do that. All right, free position shot, and another one on the board.
A reward here. Again, Guerin Catholic not afraid to shoot from pretty far out. Both teams have had some great outside shots. Here, 1-2 steps, pulls it. Beautiful bouncer.
Natalie Laughlin there with the goal, her first of the night. So that makes excuse my math here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 different players who have scored.
That's impressive, especially when you only play 7v7.
Yeah,
so those are extra players. Those are subs coming in that are still able to find success on the field as well.
And you only have 18. I mean, that is amazing too. You think, well, 9 players, you must have more than 18 goals. You would think that. I guess my mind thinks differently, but
right.
So down to our final 38 seconds. Guerin is going to play for a championship on Saturday.
Great season here by the Millers, but yeah, Guerin has just proved they've got superior stick skills and athleticism. They are going to be a difficult force to beat as they look for a three-peat on Saturday.
By the way, the Millers had won 9 straight coming into this one here tonight. They were really playing well here at the end of the year, and that's pretty much what got them to the semifinal.
They've played great lacrosse down the stretch. Their seniors should be very happy and very proud of their season to make it this far. It's been very fun to watch them play and see a lot of the success happening today.
And it's tough when you're the underdog and you're playing a team that's won 2 straight championships. So that's not an easy thing to come out here and do either. So.
It's not, no, and it's not an expectation for this team either. They knew they were going to have to come out and earn it, and they have done just that. Guerin Catholic has earned this game.
So the clock is at official 3 zeros on the board, and it will be Guerin advancing with a very convincing win tonight, 18-7. We mentioned Ford leading the way with 4. Deere had 3. Susie ended up with 3 tonight, as well as 9 different players score. So now we'll set our sights for the next one. Your final thoughts on the win here tonight? I think most experts would say we kind of expected them to win.
It was a dominant win. It was a dominant performance, a team that knew their game plan coming out and executed it well. I think Guerin Catholic did an exceptional job. They knew what they needed to do, and they did it, which isn't always an easy thing. But congratulations to the Millers. Great season. Congratulations to their seniors walking off the field for the last time.
No doubt about it. You can go sign some autographs now. You'll be out and about and be busy. Carmel Zionsville coming up tonight, 8 o'clock, right here on Indiana SRN.